Hi guys, this is Paul Nacey from FrontDoorsGamer.com, and I am here at the Magic booth, staple at PAX East. Always a lot of fans here. Everyone loves Magic. As you can see, the creepy eyes in the background. That's awesome. And this is for Magic 2015. And why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little about yourself.
Thanks, Paul. I'm Liz Lamfero. I'm the brand manager for Magic, and we're really pumped about Magic 2015 this year. As you can tell, this creepy guy behind me, no, not Paul, Garrick. Garrick, wild speaker. Well, Garrick's been cursed by Liliana Vess and the Chain Veil, so what's going on with Garrick? And, well, he's turned away from hunting large beasts and moved on to the ultimate quarry, Planeswalkers. So, for players who are familiar with Magic, you play as a Planeswalker, so that means Garrick is hunting you. So how you develop your play style, how you go after Garrick and defeat him before he gets to you, that's pretty intimidating going up against the ultimate hunter in the multiverse.
Yeah, and there was an intro graphic, the video that you showed at your panel, and not only is it gorgeous, but it also sets that up where you see him taking somebody down. And I like that. I like the storytelling, actually. This edition will have a wide campaign, in addition to the multiplayer, deck building, and so forth. So, can you tell us a little bit about the campaign and what that's going to entail?
Sure. So you as a player, you're going through this process of how do you find Garrick, and you get clues along the way. And so the 5 planes you'll be going through are Theros, Innistrad, Zendikar, Chandelar, and Innistrad. Did I say Innistrad twice?
No.
I might have. Okay. Thinking back, yes, that's all 5. But as you go through, you'll be uncovering clues as to where Garrick is, and so players will have a much more incorporated experience this year between the story and their actual gameplay.
Very cool. And as you said, obviously you're going through, as you beat a certain area, you get the boss or whatever, you get new cards to add to your deck. One nice feature is that you just say as you beat a land, you can go back so that you can go back into this area and maybe face some of the creatures in there so you can continue to get new cards to add to your deck. That brings us to deck building. Of course, spend hours alone in deck building. So everyone...
All of us do. All of us do.
And in this edition, you're adding something that I really like. It's a lot more customization on the decks themselves. You can build it from scratch.
Yes.
So I really like the UI you added in here. You added in... I'll let you tell it. You added a bunch of stuff.
No, this, we really listen to our fans, and our fans have been shouting up and down, jumping up and down about, we had sealed play last year. That was great. That was a good start, but it's not real deck building, and we wanted to deliver on that for our fans this year. And so, sealed play last year, players will, if they're familiar with that, they'll get a little bit of flavor of that in Magic 2015. But the key thing that they'll be getting is that full open-ended deck building experience. So they'll be able to customize their decks from the ground up, manipulate the number of lands that they have in there. If they want to splash a certain color, they can do that now. They have 30 different slots for decks that they can continuously edit and change and alter. So really the possibilities for players this year are infinite.
Yeah, you can make and create your own custom decks. I do like the AI you have there is you can be able to filter on a lot of different options. Do you want to see, I want to see the rares. I want to see the ones that cost me 2 to 3 lands, and I want to see the ones that are only on red.
Yes,
and then do that filter. And you can change that around going through all those. Or, it's really nice for a lot of new players, you can have it suggested cards. You can have suggested cards to add, as well as you can go down and look at what is your card deck made of. And you can see the numbers of how land costs, 0 through 6, and how many of each you have stacked. You don't want to stack them too low, but you don't want to stack too high. And there's nice recommendations on that as well.
Yeah, and that all-important mana curve. We were talking earlier about one of the most difficult things to grasp in Magic, but yet is so key to what Magic is about, is deck building. And this year's deck builder, for experienced players, it's going to just be fun to sort through your cards, filter them for what you want to, look at your entire collection that you've amassed. I love doing that. But for new players, it explains to you what is a mana curve. How do I create a control deck? What does a control deck look like? What does just a burner deck, speed deck look like? And it lets you customize it to exactly what you're looking for. So now when they go to a Friday Night Magic and they sit down across from a more experienced player who's like, dude, I'm running a control deck, you're screwed. Now they understand exactly what that means, and they can go home and go, no, I can mess with that. I can defeat that if I want to.
Yeah, and you can test it out and see, okay. And for the deck building, for example, if you want to build a deck around certain cards. You can say you can put in 3, 4, 5 cards, whatever you want. These are the main stays of my cards that I want, and then you can ask the AI to build you a deck around that, and it'll balance it. It'll make sure that you have the right amount of lands for all that, and keep the mana curve reasonable within a certain tolerance. So
like if you fall in love with a card like Arbor Colossus, for example, it's one of the very first rares that you'll be able to get, and you want to build a deck around that, you can tell the AI, I love this card, I don't know what to do next, help me out, and it'll completely build that deck for you. Or if you don't have any clue what you want to do, but you have this collection of cards, you can just hit autocomplete, it'll take your collection, find the best deck for you out of that, and give it to you right there, then and there.
Yeah. Or you can be silly and be like me, and I made a deck in my high school years. I won't say how long ago that was. Back in and I made a deck of all elementals.
That's pretty awesome.
So
well, we've all been there. I mean, I try to make a deck of Griffins just because they're my favorites. Who doesn't love a good Griffin? Okay, I love a good Griffin, but you can't make a good deck out of a Griffin.
Yeah. So you could do anything with it. Yeah. And another thing we do want to mention is you have the iPad version. This is optimized. You have a carousel UI now, and it really works well with the iPads and Androids and so forth. Yeah. And one of the things you were mentioning is that you optimized it this year because there was some grumblings about some of the older iPads weren't able to keep up because this is intensive. There's a lot of really nice art in here and videos. So, but you optimized it so people using older iPads should have a nicer time with this one.
You know, one of the things that Magic's been known for is our incredible artwork, and so we didn't want to shortchange players last year on that artwork. But what we ran into is that's a big memory hog, unfortunately, and so we've addressed that in Magic 2015. We're very confident in how Magic 2015 plays on iPad 2s, on iPad 3s. I will say that having been playing it on my iPad Air, it's beautiful on there. It also looks great on Android, on all these new crisp displays, so you can really appreciate that Magic artwork. And this year we're going to be releasing on Xbox One, Xbox Live Arcade, iPad, PC via Steam, and Amazon Kindle, and we're very excited about these platforms for our players.
That's a lot of platforms, and you can the multiplayer. You said you can
within the platforms.
Within the platforms,
yes.
Okay.
But that's exciting for our Android players because I know last year that was a challenge for them. Yes. This year we've addressed that, so they can play within their Android family. They can play with other Android players. Same thing on Xbox One. They can play with other Xbox One players.
Very cool. I like that. All right. When can we expect Magic 2015?
So Magic 2015, the core set, the paper set, is releasing July 18th. We're expecting the Magic 2015 Duels of the Planeswalkers to release around the same time. So I would expect it to release around the same time as the core set, pretty darn close to it. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was very nice to meet you.
It was great meeting you. This is Paul Nates of Front Doors Gamer signing off from the Magic 2015 Planeswalkers. We will see you over all our PAX East 2014 news. Thank you.